Hello. Hello, everybody, and my wonderful, wonderful gang of merry men. Welcome back after 2 weeks. A couple days later than I planned, but, I didn't lie to you. So, yeah, we just spent like an hour and a half in camp talking to everybody. Probably shouldn't have done it all at once, but, whatever. I just didn't want to get into anything else in that session since we just finished a big milestone. And, yeah. I've got stuff to talk about, I guess, but for now, I believe we plan to do Return to Ostagar, so that's what we're gonna do. This has story significance for specific characters, so I'm gonna try and bring them along. Specifically, Alistair and Wynn, I would assume. Zevran doesn't give a shit. Sten might be interested. Liliana shouldn't really care. Or then to be like, "Wow, this is such a tragedy. I am the French. This is like looking at a loaf of stale baguette. It is disgraceful." Oghren's like, "Where's the beer?" And Morgan's from nearby. She might care, so we'll bring her as I say as her mage, but that's not really a good idea. I guess I want a damage dealer then, but who? Is this Zevran's time to shine? Nah, fuck him, we'll just bring Lyanna. Right, we're also supposed to go to Lake Calenhad and take care of Oghren's side quest. We'll do that whenever we can. Well, let's go straight to Ostagar, though. Blood. Wow, we made it here without any interruptions. Awesome. We need to get everyone's auras up and running.
Here!
Like, kind of annoying that I can't just do all this at the camp. I think unless Alistair is the one taking a direct ass beating, it's better to just have shield defense up at all times. You saw how all the good that attack boost was doing for us before, right? We couldn't even hit those ghosts before. Nuts. Go mess him up. Better telekinetic weapons up. This. Because why not? I should really turn on that suppressive fire too. I don't think it has any debuffs. Whatever. Penalties from the same archer don't stack, so if I put this on every character and we all use bows, that could, like, melt someone. I already died. That's a shame. These guys really aren't so bad. They're like mid-tier dark spawn.
Something about returning here.
Just fought some high-end ones, so not much to worry about, really.
Exactly are you implying, Alistair?
What? Nothing. No, I just thought...
You just thought I might be an expert at feeling old and could share some sage advice.
As you wish.
I just mean that I was a different person. I believed him, you know? That it would be a glorious battle that we'd win.
I did too. We were all a little bit younger the last time we were here.
Well, not you.
With lips like that, son, you'll be lucky if you live to be...
think that bird's just there for set dressing, but I might actually be able to like shale crush it.
Blood and damnation.
Yes.
Just want to see if this is even a thing, because you know shale hates birds. No. It's not a crow, so it wouldn't be Zevran either.
Pigeon crap.
Oh well.
Indeed.
Well, I probably shouldn't remove her. She has so many things to put on. Whatever. Soldiers have them.
On my way. As you like.
So, see, it's all snowy here. I did mention before that there was like a frozen wasteland to the south of the swamps here. I don't know if this is like a climate change thing, or if it's just the seasons changing, or if the blight itself destroyed the land and made it colder. I just think it's kind of weird that this is like the only place that showed any sign of change in that way. Like, there wasn't a night and day system or anything, no season changing for any of the other areas. I think this is the way to go. Also want to say there are traps along this route because look how open it is. If we don't just stand here, we have protection from arrows.
As you say.
Very well.
Your orders?
Time for a little cleanup.
Tactic related to this. I don't know why it keeps disabling. It's not like I'm running out of stamina or anything. Because that's impossible. It doesn't drain it anymore. It just turns off after combat. Okay. Oh, that's annoying. Maybe I should put like self-any. Activate mode. Berserk. Cool. Right, so there is like some story to this, but it's mostly just a combat encounter and like some fat lewts. I'm expecting to hear a lot from everyone. I talked about what I've been up to. As I mentioned, my sister came back, and so I took the whole week off. She didn't stay as long as I thought she would, because we had like a nasty winter storm coming. She wanted to like go home before that happened, and boy was it nasty. We left like the day before it started, and we already had like our first real snow that like stayed for more than a day.
As you wish.
So like the ground was prepped for all the stuff that came down to actually stick. And
I don't know, it just feels wrong to find this here. Poured over by dark spawn and thick with their rot. It was his.
I know. I feel it too.
This should be easy enough.
He is not the first king to ever fall in battle, or even the first to fall to the Darkspawn.
Yes, but this wound cuts deeper.
And it will bleed longer. But we must keep moving. No doubt the Darkspawn are eager to give us plenty more reasons to mourn.
yeah, this was like a fucking crazy storm. It's one of the nor'easters that you maybe have heard of. Come from like Canada and Greenland and such up there, the So where I live specifically, we got like 2 feet. Areas very nearby got up to 4, so we were like spared from it. For those of you on the metric system, that's like 1.2 meters, 2 feet, and 4 feet is like up to your neck on an average person. I'm like 5'9". I think 6 feet's pretty normal for a male.
Right.
And we're actually expecting another pretty nasty storm around Christmas. Said it's gonna be rain, so it's gonna like melt a lot of that snow that just came, I guess. But it's also gonna make a lot of ice, which is arguably much, much worse. Because once there's ice on the ground in winter, it does not go away. You have to either break it yourself, which is a huge pain in the ass. You have a big driveway like me. Or you gotta throw down salt and hope for the best, which is of course horrible for cars. Inspections are notoriously very difficult in Pennsylvania because of how we treat our roads and how bad the roads are in general. Your car is going to get destroyed, there's no point buying anything nice. But somehow, for whatever reason, we're not allowed to have any rust whatsoever. If you go over to New Jersey, like literally the next state over, it's okay, doesn't matter. You have to worry about emissions there, but everything else is fine. Yeah, that took a couple days to take care of. Anyways, then, the service here was pleasant. Nice to see her again. It's been like a little over a year. I don't talk to her very much either, so we actually had stuff they were interested in hearing about. Unlike when you live together every day and you just like don't even want to see each other anymore. So I guess that's like the good part of having her away. I feel like we get along better just because we don't see each other all the time. We definitely like started treating each other better as we got older though. She's not a stupid fucking kid anymore. Nor is she dealing with bullshit teenager problems. Come help. Actually do that. Yeah, it was all pleasant. I didn't fight with her at all. Conversations, learned about stuff. We started painting apparently, she's actually pretty good at it. It's nice to see, considering that I really like art. And, yeah, she came early because it's just when she could get off her work, so we did Christmas stuff a bit early. I've got more coming, but I got things, she got her things. It was a nice day. She went to culinary school, I mentioned before, so one of her friends like works at Hershey Park, and she gave us free tickets. I didn't even know they were open for the winter, but alright. Pennsylvania has like a lot of big amusement parks in it, but it's still not something I go to all the time. I've been there once before. And, like, half the place was closed down and they didn't say anything on the website, which was kind of annoying, but, we still had an alright time for the most part. recently, so she took a lot of her stuff from her room this time. She drove it to show it off and stuff. So, like, the room above mine here is now pretty vacant, more of a neutral guest room. So I'm of course welcome to take it if I so choose. I just really don't want to move all my stuff. Like, my bed is heavy as fuck.
On your guard!
Fucking, I ordered it online originally, and the guy who delivered it just left it at the bottom of the driveway. I had to drag it up on my own, and I have asthma, so it's pretty impossible. At least 200 pounds. I don't want to bring it up my stairs. Need to, like, get out of the open. I'm up here more.
Victory shall be mine! Good to go!
Where now? Immediately.
Alright, so
Ready!
I got her like the kitchen mixer thing. It's kind of expensive. She really wanted it. She specializes in baking, but she knows how to like cook stuff too. So it's useful for her. I used to like make cookies and stuff and sell them at school. She made a nice fat lump of cash doing that. She's pretty good at it too. And so hopefully she can get some good use out of that. I also got her a used Nintendo Switch, which is not necessarily a gamer, but you know, needs something to do at home. And I think that Nintendo consoles are like the most accessible. And I've seen her enjoy games before, like she doesn't hate them or anything. She plays her DS all the time, so I hope she gets a lot of use out of it.
Look at this mess, I love it!
I really did think it was like the perfect system for her to have. She got me some games, like Ghost of Tsushima, which I've been playing. I'm really enjoying it so far, but I'll talk about that when I'm finished it, of course. And I also got like a sound system for my computer, which is great because I've been using my monitor's sound until now. If I really wanted a nice experience, I'd use the headset. Which I still have to do because, you know, I don't want my mic to pick it up. But yeah, this thing sounds pretty nice. Got a fat subwoofer with it too. Sound bar, so it doesn't take up too much space. But that was the big thing I wanted. I'm always bad at picking out stuff that I want. So that just means I usually get the thing that I ask for, which is nice in a way. Some people are like, oh, you didn't really put much thought into it, you got the thing I asked for, but I'm like, nah, I got the thing that I wanted. win.
You'll never know what hit him.
I got a couple other games too, but whatever. There's no point really mentioning them because I'll talk about them at some point, right? Then we've of course got more Christmas actually happening on Christmas, but just not her around. I bought my brother some new computer parts too, which he got because, you know, they're expensive. She helped pay for them. He really needed. His computer was crashing constantly because I think it had like water damage or something. And yeah, not specifically, I got a new processor, which I thought would help a lot with his VR games he's really into. And I was correct to assume that because, you know, they're very physics heavy. Like stuff like, I don't know, this wall up here probably wouldn't have a collider because there's nothing that could possibly hit it in this game. But like in a VR game, everything needs to be physics objects and be able to move because you're going to interact with stuff that you normally wouldn't. Yeah, it's just very heavy on the processor. Elric's buried.
Let's get started.
Edward Elric? Into a royal arm chest. I think that has the sword in it. Chest. Anyways, that was all pleasant. That's how that went. Some cheesy movie stuff that the storm happened as soon as she left.
Is there something you need? It is...
Why is this named? Just so I'm supposed to know what it is? I guess I won't be able to tell otherwise. Kinda looks like you just took the normal forge and put a bunch of spikes on it. Which is like very orcish, going back to the issue where these guys are supposed to be some kind of zombie horde, but instead they're just like orcs. Need to find a key for that chest. I hear sneaky rogues, probably a Shrike too. I doubt that was the whole ambush.
On it.
I mean, like, I think I just heard another gurgle. Oh, Mabari here. I wasn't expecting that. Accidentally I get attacked by dogs. There's more dark spawns. I'm sure these dogs are going to be a much bigger issue if I just let them be angry. Win is down. I don't know why it would be anyone else. Damn. Oh crap, I died too. That's a good sign. That's that. I'm all the way back here. Hey, you got one. Where's the second one? Right, so the Phat lewts, you saw we picked up Kalen's boots. So that's it, pretty much. We get his goofy gold armor set. I don't remember its stats exactly, but I think it's got, like, good defensive stuff. I usually just give it to Alistair, but because it kind of belongs to him by right. And just because it's good for tank. I don't know if it's, like, objectively better than whatever he's got on. Like, I'd like to maybe not have anyone wear it this time, but, you know, pros learn it for a reason, right? He's got the regen. Me crushing prisoners, guy.
Time for a little cleanup. Down with you.
Shit.
Watch out!
Damn.
Armed and dangerous. Ready for action. Victory shall be mine.
That went about as well as I could have expected to. Yeah, dead win and not much else.
Right.
Block Vanguard, Heavy Chainmail, Kaling Shield, 3 Constitution, 6 Defense, 1 Armor, plus and Civil Missiles, 10 Physical Resistance. This is good stuff. I'll have to compare it to that awesome shield I bought forever ago, but good stuff.
As you wish.
Also check out that dog stuff I just got. Not actually in the party. Firestone harness, cold resistant, back. That's kind of not very good. And the resistance part's good, like, not sure that's better than actual armor though. Again, there's not much that uses cold. Fire is always the safe bet to have. Dexterity and damage. And that should add up to his defense stat, which is currently 77. He only goes up 2 points, so not worth much. 2 damage is nice though. We'll see how that works out for him. At a certain point, the physical resistance stops being useful. It doesn't. Warrior attacks don't really scale quite as much as the magical ones. Once your constitution's high enough, you can just like avoid all that stuff.
Immediately.
I might use an injury kit. Duncan's Fire, another thing that's just labeled for no reason, right? they defiled it because they fear Duncan. Just a pyre, though. I don't know why they didn't see anything from him in it. Royal Encore. This is the chest. It must have the sword in it.
Let's get started.
Here we go. King Merrick's blade. Health regen in combat. Cold resistance. Weakens darkspawn. Armor penetration. Attack. Damage versus darkspawn. Damage on it's alright too. And it seems alright, but I think
So
that
it's
maybe...
true. He had convinced the forces of Orlais to ally against the Darkspawn.
Empress Celine was
Maybe the one
merely
that he
awaiting
has
his
is better.
response.
A response that never came, and now never will, thanks to Loghain's treachery.
Never is a long time, Alistair. Give it time, and let cooler. There will be peace between us yet.
Well, I hope you live to see it, Gwyn.
And I hope the Darkspawn don't.
Yeah, I've always had good luck using two shield guys. As I mentioned before, there's not another shield wielding character, so it seems like they really wanted you to fill in that role, right? Because I usually have Alistair be the tank and I'm more of an aggressive one. So that makes a ton of sense. So, you know, it's possible that I have whatever sword Alistair uses, and that's why I always give him Merrick's blade. Otherwise, it uses the same mesh that, like, every other unique sword uses. Like, the longsword version of Starfang looks the same, but blue instead of gold. And you're a rogue. Like, this fight's not over. No, alright.
On it.
Music. He's definitely around.
Right.
Oh, they're shooting at me with the ballista. What the shit? Repeater gloves. That sounds cool. Something for Liliana. Minus 3 seconds of aim time. And additional armor penetration. The armor is even better. And I still have an item set bonus for whatever reason. And they match. That was a good find. I don't know how long the aim time is, anyway. No, whatever. I can make it faster. It's probably meant for more of a crossbow user, but I don't really have anyone like that.
Weapons at the ready.
Wipe out!
Let's get started.
What's it? Put that on there.
Let's get started. This should be easy enough.
Yeah, if you haven't really had friends over since the quarantine started. Weird. I didn't think that we'd be able to necessarily avoid it like that, which we aren't, but strange how it just worked out. I haven't even touched my Smash Bros in a long time either because of that.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
Speaking of which, Game Awards happened. They announced Sephiroth for Smash, which I thought was really weird.
On it.
Like, we already have Cloud, we didn't need more Final Fantasy representation. I feel like we should try to cover a wider umbrella with the DLC. It's just, you can argue that one character isn't enough, but like, we have the Dragon Quest guy too. That kind of fits, right? We didn't need another anime swordsman. I'm sure the crowd was outraged. I'm guessing Sakurai just played the remake and he was like, wow, Sephiroth's so intimidating. Because they kind of like spoiled the whole story by keeping him popping up constantly throughout it. I didn't even play it and I know that was stupid and it shouldn't have happened. Is that how I remember the cool villain that's not supposed to be introduced till like halfway through the game or something? Yeah, we remember him too. Ah, so cool. Whatever. Game looks cool, I still want to play it. I never even played the original. I did play Crisis Core on the PSP, which I really enjoyed, but my understanding that's just like a dulled down version of like the same story. And like the same events were supposed to happen to Cloud, like the memories are reprogrammed into him. Kind of like right in Metal Gear Solid 2. Anyways, the awards, I looked at what was nominated and I was like, man, I really didn't play much of the new stuff this year. And, you know, I just started the Ghost of Sushi, man, which I like, so I guess that's my pick, maybe. Doom Eternal was on there, but, you know, I shared my thoughts on that. I wasn't super sold on it. I don't think it's necessarily better than 2016. In a lot of ways it did improve and have like a better game flow, but kind of messed some things up for me. Surprisingly, it didn't win any awards. Like, yeah, that's a bit crazy. I mean, it's still Doom. It was still great. I still really enjoyed it. The real shocker was the freaking Last of Us Part 2. I don't remember anyone, like, a couple months later being, you know what, the game wasn't so bad. They're all like, no, the story's shit, and they killed my husbando, and we finally realized that the gameplay is shallow. Didn't mean anything to the critics, I guess. Flashbacks. Replay. So I know like nips aren't allowed on Twitch, but it's okay if it's like a part of the game that like you couldn't avoid. I bring this up because my sister was here. She told me that she watched the Witcher show, which I watched too, and I enjoyed it. Anyways, I told her I had to play through of the first game on my PS2. And, you know, if she really enjoyed that and she really wanted me to play the others, I'd consider it. However, I remember 2 having, like, a lot of titties in it. And I'm not sure how Twitch wants us to handle that if it happens.
You'll never know what hit him.
We just got danked. What the shit? Probably retreat to one side.
Dark. Fine. Destroy the fiends. On it.
What just happened? Wait, I remember that happening before. One of the bully and spells like grapples guys for some reason. Close eye on Alistair's health bar, that's why I keep pausing. Got mage casting a spell over here. And he's already used this thing on it. Not good. Maybe you should heal up just in case.
Alright, Basphemous is there.
Well, still didn't go well. Maybe I should attack the undead first. Get rid of the mage. Their health bar seems smaller than the darkspawn at least.
You'll never know what hit him.
Wow. Heal up, my man.
Weapons at the ready.
Custodian.
Hey!
Russian peasant.
I shall do so.
Alright, one is down. I doubt she's hitting anyone from there.
Ready! You force our hand.
Alright, well. I think we probably made it through this.
Armed and dangerous, ready for action. Right.
This guy doesn't even know what's going on. Oh shit, this squad was slaughtered.
I need healing! As you wish. Ready.
Maybe I'll just use the minor one. I have a lot of these. Also, she's like burning through her stamina too quickly. I should probably hold off on that until I give her more willpower. Really annoying. This is the only sustain that doesn't stay on when you're out of combat. It's probably so it doesn't keep draining your stamina outside of it, like involuntarily, but that's not really an issue.
Yeah, that's right. What did I tell you?
That's right, you ninny.
As you wish.
Around here somewhere. Maybe that's just Genlock sounds. Alright, we're all doing good here. Put that back on. Ballistic guys are gonna be you. Locked.
Weapons at the ready! Let's get started.
This guy's probably the most problematic. Those other ones are not really pointed anyway. Oh, Alistair's getting danked by it. What can you do? That's her boy for you.
No quarter! Either you or me, and it ain't gonna be me.
Oh shit, that's a mage. Alistair, your job is changed. Crushing prison's almost over. I was gonna do the barrier explosion thing. You'll live. Cast this on him.
Harry, strike and kill!
Yes, of course they do that. Ah, shit. I feel like they can handle that just fine. Probably been shooting at nothing for God knows how long. Auto kill this guy. Oh.
We have to help them! I suppose violence is the solution. Sometimes.
The dingus.
I'm hurt. I need help.
Oh, it tracks. Thought I can maybe get to hit the ballista. That's a nasty encounter. It just keeps going. Yeah, space it out.
Let's get started.
Hello, it is me. That guy just assuming the Chad stance to try and scare me off.
I never liked this part.
Like an auto kill. Wow. I'm quite enough stamina for that. Just think of the possibilities. It almost auto killed them. Let everyone chill. We don't need to end the combat necessarily, but let everyone recuperate their stamina and such. Like heals. I like to see it.
Time for a little cleanup.
Alright, transform and roll out.
This should be easy. Let's get started. Here we go!
Go get rid of this guy real quick. Of course, it's going to attract attention to me as soon as he walks over there. This is not okay.
On it.
Died at some point, poor boy. He's doing his job. I just wish I took better care of him. He doesn't have a single whole bone in his body anymore. Probably why he loves bones so much. Damn. Oh well. What else have I got to talk about? There's two things. I only remember one of them at the moment. Right, so last time I talked about Lewt's origin a bit. Like I went back for my second playthrough, so it was all relevant in my head. I decided to keep at it. Went for the third character, which was apparently like the true story, I guess. Like, there's an achievement that specifically said got the true ending, which had an additional boss, and then there were extra cutscenes, which are like stuff being set up for the first game. Filled in some of the plot holes. Characterization was done the best. Like it. I guess I'm happy that they included the other characters because, like, the game itself was shorter than other titles. However, it's kind of annoying that, like, you have to beat the game once before you can get the actual story that they had intended, I guess. So, yeah, again, it's not anything groundbreaking. Like, the game didn't need to happen. It's mostly just, like, fan service or people who liked the first two games. Kicked off the whole franchise. The third character was fun. I guess you could say all of them filled, like, the three basic archetypes of the warrior, mage, and rogue. Third guy was the rogue. He fights with the, like, claws. He's very fast. Because of his speed, he actually was able to, like, break some of the puzzles in the game. So, a lot of his items are actually, like, RPG items. Like, the first ring you get is, like, actually useful, rather than a contextual puzzle thing. Or, like, lowers your defense but raises your strength by an amount. And the final one you get, because he's kind of OP in some situations, is just like a general stat boost for both stats. Or on the other two characters, it's like an extra life type thing. Yeah, he definitely had the best story. He got the most context of what happened, filled in a lot of the plot holes. He even had, like, happier endings for everyone.
I'll do it.
But Hugo's still going through his whole edgelord arc. It was strange playing, like, the bad guy for a bit before you finally, like, switch sides, as you'd expect. I tried to get, like, as many achievements as I could before I was done with the game. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do a freaking nightmare boss rush or anything, but I did try and, like, grind out all the upgrades on one character, which is by no means worth it. Basically, I played the game like normal, got the money booster as early as possible, and then I still got to the end and had to grind for like 3 or 4 hours straight before I can get everything, because they just kept going. And by the time I made it to the final boss, I was like so over-leveled that he was literally a joke. He did 1 damage to me with every attack. So it kind of ruined the epic moment and all. I didn't get to feel the true boss at the end. I didn't have to learn his patterns or anything. Really saddening. I didn't play on Nightmare either because I didn't think it was worth it. Like, I just wanted to get all the upgrades on one character at least. Which, you know, Nightmare reduces the money drops by a lot. So yeah, that just pushed me to do it, like, beyond the point of it still being fun. I would not recommend doing that. As for his abilities, again, these aren't like contextual puzzle things for the most part.
Let's get started.
So it can be a little OP and useless. Like his one skill is a little dash thing, which can extend the range of your jump as it's supposed to. You also like use it to dash between enemies real quick, but it quickly becomes kind of useless once you get your sprint and you're just already faster all the time. The lightning one does an AoE attack, kind of useful, has like a small lifesteal effect, but not worth much. And the fire attack's like a spinny uppercut, which also does the AoE thing, but it's a lot more powerful, so that becomes your main attack. The lightning one also goes through armor, which is contextually useful. And what happened to Leanna? Can I just bury her, please?
Weapons at the ready.
Damn.
This should be
Whatever, still a good game, some weird design choices. Third guy was fun to play. Ryan was annoying. Those are my final thoughts on the game, I guess. More in-depth review already happened, so I need to retread old ground. The other thing I did, Basphemous. I remember talking about that maybe a year ago. I know it hasn't been out for crazy long, but for whatever reason, despite its success, I got it from like a humble bundle like a couple months after it came out. Kind of saddening to hear, you know, when you see something in the humble bundle, it usually means that like it didn't sell very well. Or it could just mean that the developers made enough money and they're feeling altruistic and they want to, you know, give money to charity. That works too. I think, you know, this is a fucking fantastic game. I remember in my Metroidvania video I didn't even talk about it because I don't know why it was out of my memory, but like it falls under that third category that I talked about of the true Metroidvania. That's like a cross of Metroid and literal Castlevania. It's not quite an RPG, but it's not. It lets you express yourself a little, at least.
Victory shall be mine!
Anyways, I already talked about the base game, but recently, as in like the last month or two, they came out with a free expansion update called The Stir of Dawn, which I believe also came out with like the Switch release, maybe, and Spanish translation. Which, you know, a lot of like the architecture seemed very Spanish to me, so I'm sure it's something that they really wanted to do for a while. So basically, it had something that the game desperately needed, which is replayability in the form of New Game Plus with some bonus stuff to it. Basically, after you beat the game, you can ascend your profile to a harder difficulty, which doesn't keep stacking like Dark Souls or something. It's just a one-time boost, and it lets you keep your all the charms that you've collected, your beads, and your weapon level, which means that your weapon's at max damage and you have all your skills still. However, because all the enemies have been buffed, your sword is now stuck at like a flat damage amount. It makes it feel more like, you know, the classic Castlevania games where you didn't have any RPG stuff. Okay, go right for this emissary.
Time for a little cleanup!
Okay, cool, he's dead. Look up the screen for a second if the audio cut out. Alright, so it took some getting used to. Like, some enemies still die in 2 hits, others are just a lot stronger.
Here we
A
go!
bit frustrating considering how strong you are by the end of the normal game. It seemed like the bosses were all still pretty fair, if not buffed at all. Maybe just the early bosses got buffs, and the final ones stayed completely the same, which makes sense. I think I actually killed them all easier than before, honestly. Aside from that, they added a few new beats for you to find, and some new shortcuts between areas to house the bonus content. And there's also like a penance system, which is sort of an extra challenge on top of the New Game Plus. There are 3 of them to choose, but you're also free to not pick any of them if you don't want to. They basically add a new spin to the game. So one of them made it so they each have like 3 effects to them, so I don't remember it all completely, but the gist of the one was you would regenerate mana. However, when you take damage, you also lose mana. And your basic sword attack damage was cut in half, so you were really encouraged to use spells. Which, you know, there were a lot of charms that let you do more of a magic-based build, and I thought it worked out really well. I learned to rely on my spells a lot from that, and the mana regen proved incredibly useful despite losing it when you take damage. You know, don't get hit, bro. It's not hard. So yeah, I made a pretty busted build with that. I think the final boss I was able to kill in 3 hits with my spell.
Never know what hit
And once you complete one of these penance, you get a new special bead, which gives you like the positive effect that came out of whatever challenge. So naturally, when I did that, I got a bead that gave me the mana regen without all the negative effects, which I always had equipped after that point, since I just relied so much on my spells that run. Probably that.
Armed and dangerous, ready for action.
Okay, so there was another one that replaced your health bar with health orbs. So like every enemy does 1 damage to you and you have 3 hits total. And finding the health upgrades, which don't carry over. The health and mana upgrades get reset every time you do New Game Plus. Getting those adds an additional orb, and there's a charm that increases your health, that gives you an additional orb. So, I saw that as both the challenge part of it, and also its own bonus in a way. Because every enemy only does 1 damage, you don't have to worry about the whole damage type and resistance system. So it allowed me to focus on only offensive charms. Anything defensive was completely useless. And the other effect to it was that your healing bile flask, they would only heal 1 orb at a time, and then they would continue to regenerate to full health until you get hit again. So that was like additional challenge. If you wanted to get actually healed, you'd have to not get hit. I just had a good time with that. Like the game could have released in that state and it still would have been great. Kind of like Hollow Knight. I just really enjoyed that run. run, I didn't find it too difficult at all since I just played the game before it. Like, that was the second New Game Plus run I did, so I was already familiar with boss patterns and stuff.
On your guard!
And the third one adds, like, the Dark Souls twist. I'll call it Dark Souls mode. Where when you die, you drop all of your money on your Guild Fragment, which you're supposed to pick up. It lowers your mana bar normally. But it also makes it so it does, like, the harshest mana bar reduction from the start instead of needing to die multiple times for that to happen. In addition to that, your healing flask only heal mana, so you basically have no way of healing during a boss fight. There are some charms though, like give you health back when you smash pots, or when you kill an enemy, there's a sword heart that does that. But I actually ended up just using spells again for that run, like I actually did it without healing. Because, you know, the thing regenerates your mana, so just use spells, right? You're doing one of the most convoluted and difficult to finish side quests. You can actually get a spell that acts as a sort of shield. It's not 100% reliable. Sometimes you still just take damage while it's active. Maybe it's you get hit too many times in a short time period. I don't know what's up with that. But that really saves my ass for a lot of it. But you're able to open your inventory whenever and swap out your charms and stuff. So in the middle of a boss fight, once I got into like a vulnerable state, I could switch to a heavy damage spell, drink a potion, slam that out. There is a cooldown on them, of course, so you can't just spam them. Sadly, that was the only achievement I couldn't get, where you actually beat the game without using any of your flask. I thought if any of the runs would have been good for that, that would be it, but maybe the health orb one would work out better for me. Otherwise, I went back and got all the achievements I missed the first time around. Got all the collectibles that I missed, which was like 2. One of them was from the quest, which I got the bad ending for. There were 3 endings for it. Another was just a thing that I actually missed as a secret. Anyways, what's up with the actual Stir of Dawn content, like the new stuff, aside from New Game Plus? Well, they added extra rooms, which have a new NPC in it, who has, like, horns growing out of them. And, it only appears in New Game Plus. Like, you get a special key item that makes them appear on the start of New Game Plus. Sometimes you go to him and say, "Hey, bro, can I blow your horn?" He's like, "Yeah." And he does, and it raises, like, a little glass coffin. There's 1 in each area. 4 in total, plus the final boss for that. So you go and fight it, and fight one of these skeleton leading things. They all have a unique weapon, but they also all fight pretty similarly, kind of like the Valkyries in God of War. And, you know, they're all just hard fights. I did them all on my first run with the magic build.
Let's get started.
Because during that run, I basically had to re-explore the whole map, get all the collectibles again, just to, you know, learn what all the new content was. Despite that, I still remembered parts of it, so I got through relatively quickly. I was able to do each run in about 3 hours. So it was just like, sit down, that was the game I played for the whole day, and then I did other work. Anyways, after you kill them, you unlock another additional area, which is in like the middle of the map. It's very obviously new. And that has a new boss, which is sort of just a culmination of the 4 that you just fought.
Right.
It does.
Right.
Yeah, it comes in 4 phases. It looks like the other ones, and it switches between their weapons at every quarter health. So one of them happened to give you trouble, then there's gonna be like a phase that puts you off, but overall I thought it was the easiest of the bunch. Because I didn't have to deal with the stuff I didn't like for very long. There are cutscenes after you kill each one to give you a story for it. I think I messed it up and killed 2 in a row, so I missed some of that. Frustrating, but whatever. I mentioned before, this game is a very convoluted story, and I'm not really sure what the fuck even happened. So, yeah, they're all beginning of game Darkspawn, by the way. They're supposed to be easy. This is a power trip. So completing them gives you a new sword art, which really helps you with the going through the new runs, because it lets you move really fast after dodging. But it cuts your defense in half, so that's one that I had equipped for like the entirety of the Blood Orbs run. His defense doesn't matter anymore. It just lets you move really fast, defense is cut in half. Because you move so fast, like the jumps weren't designed around you having that move speed, and if you combine it with one of the toes, which gives you additional thrust while in air, you can use it to skip a lot of content. It's really cool. That's hilarious. He's throwing a fit. Poor baby didn't want to lose. Sorry, throat try. Yeah, I was a bit disappointed that the final boss was easier than all the other ones. But still, they were all fair. They were well designed, I guess. Like, I had a good time fighting them. Right, there's also one more new mechanic. There's a sort of donation box in the hub town now, where you can throw all the extra money that you're not using in this new playthrough because you already have all the upgrades from the first one, right? You dump all your money in there and it'll upgrade the church, make it look nice, which you like to see. At certain donation milestones, you'll be awarded with some of the new charms. Most of them are focused on your bio flask. Like, one of them, you do like a damage in an area around you when you execute a guy. Another does that when you drink your flask. Another speeds up the speed to which you drink your flask. then at like the highest milestone, it unlocks a new means of fast travel between all the save points, or the bonfires, if you will, rather than the normal teleport stations, which really helps speed things up. It's like your main goal to dump all your money in there as quick as possible in subsequent runs, which made the final run with the one where you drop your money on death a bit of a pain in the ass. There's also a dog that appears in the town sometimes that you can pet. He's a good boy. And, in case you were wondering, one of the achievements was, like, to speedrun half the game, get through the bronze gate within 3 hours. And, a lot of people seem confused as to whether or not that's possible in New Game Plus, since you have a lot of the upgrades, and I can confirm that it is possible. That's how I got the achievement. I used the speed boost heart, and I got it done in like 2 hours. Well, I tried anyways. The boss there held me up actually in that run. I actually got done on the final run with the no heals. In which case I wasn't using the speed boost heart anymore, I was using the magic damage one.
Ugh, down the hole and into the deep. I don't even want to imagine where that leads.
Right. This should be easy enough.
Right now, I don't think I mentioned what the charms you got for the other two challenges were. I think for the Blood Orb one, it made it so your Bile Flask would still heal over time. I was kind of hoping it would give me the Blood Orbs, since that was a really cool mechanic, but whatever. And
Right.
for the third one, I think it was making your Bile Flask heal your mana, in addition to your health. Which, I don't know what I was expecting to get from it, but, you know, whatever. I was done with the game at that point, so I'm just gonna say I wasn't happy with it. But who knows, maybe it was good still. It probably was, so let me kill the boss really fast. Wait, there's also a new NPC that has, like, a face growing out of his stomach, and you're supposed to, like, feed his face to increase the potency of your Bile Flask. Because normally by the end of the game, you have, like, 10 mini heals. This guy lets you cash in one of your heals for a bigger heal on all of them. So instead of 10 baby heals, you can have like 4 full heals, which I think is a lot better. It speeds things up a lot. Surprisingly, I was only able to find one of his items to actually cash in on my subsequent speed runs. Surprisingly, his story made like the most sense out of any of them. Like, the more you feed him, the more the face starts to come out as its own person, and the guy talks like he's an old man who's sort of aging backwards, sort of a Benjamin Button disease. And, you know, by the end of this thing, the kid is dead, and the naked man in the chest has completely birthed. And that's his whole deal. He doesn't even talk to you after that. But if you go and look up his name, it's Spanish for rebirth. I don't remember what his name is. Some fancy. So there you go. That's his whole arc. I don't understand Spanish. I did take like a year of it, but it's not something I need to use on a day-to-day basis. I will say that the voice acting sounds cool in Spanish, though. So, like, you can play that just for fun, I guess. I don't know.
Weapons at the ready!
Yeah, I think that just about covers all the new content. So, overall, look, it was free. Like, you can't. It's infallible no matter what, unless it like added microtransactions, which of course it didn't. It added some cool new boss fights. I only cared to do them once. Like, I got the rewards and was done with them. It wasn't like it was an alternate way to end the game or anything. It gave me a reason to go back and play it with a new spin, which I had a great time doing. And really, it just added a lot of replayability to the game. I'm sure a lot of people were replaying it anyways, but now they have a better reason to do so. So I can only help it the game in the long run, right? New content aside, just the penance system was probably worth going back to it. And the fast travel thing was like so nice to them.
This should be easy enough.
So yeah, I had a great time with it. Good on the developers. I wish I bought the game full price, but you know, I also gave money to charity by buying it in the Humble Bundle, so...
Where now?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's not good. I don't know, I took up the most of my time for that week. Like, as I said, it was just 3-hour runs, so it was just like one run a day. Took up a solid 4 days of that whole week, and you know, took a couple days myself, got some work done. Then there was of course cleaning up after the storm. Most of what happened. I'm working on some other stuff, of course, trying to make some room on the hard drive for Christmas on the winter sale will start, probably. Imagine it'll be like sometime this week, actually. Maybe even tomorrow. It's usually like just before Christmas Eve. Which is nice, since, you know, I'll have bought all my gifts before then, hopefully, so I'm like finally able to spend money on myself, you know? You know, I feel like a bad person because I always forget people's birthdays and stuff, or I don't buy them gifts or whatever. I just make sure to give them a nice Christmas. I feel like that's enough for me. So when December rolls around, I'm usually take all the overtime I can possibly get, buy everybody a nice gift. I like don't spend any money on myself until Christmas itself comes. It's not even a religious thing, it's just like a show you that I actually care day.
Parry, strike and kill! Excellent! Let's get started. Right.
That said, I have not made very much money this December. When all the restaurants around here they were at half capacity during the summer because we're like a tourist area. But once the winter rolled back around, we went back down to 25%. So like my hours got cut significantly. And currently, as of like a week or two ago, we are back in total shutdown. So I'm not even working at the moment. Currently, the plan is for us to be off until January 4th, I think. It was only supposed to be a 2-week thing, but we're just like extending it more. That's fine. During the summer, I was doing like overtime for those whole 3 or 4 months.
Allow me. I could do
I
that.
wasn't happy to be doing, but I also had a feeling something like this was gonna happen.
This should be easy enough.
So it's just weird that I was making a lot of money before and now I'm not. Like I looked at my final paycheck for the 2 days that I worked and it was like $70. I'm like, oh shit. It feels horrible.
Another
Let's make progress, shall we? Here we go!
Is I do have to wonder, like, why they waited so long to put us back into a shutdown state. Like, our governor hasn't changed. I don't think it was a presidential order. Like, it's only a state-specific thing. I guess a lot of businesses would have completely shut down if we didn't, like, open back up for the summer, but still, I want your business or your life.
I could do that for you.
Silly, just make us all go back indoors now. Especially like winter where people get most sick. Not to mention, I like live near a major pharmaceutical plant.
This should be easy enough.
So I'd imagine that we get like the new vaccines for other people, right? Or that's just wishful thinking. You know what? Maybe I should ask my aunt about that kind of thing, because I'm actually really curious. He's the director of the place. I think this is the end fight right here. I don't know why they decided to vilify this one specific Genlock mage, but they did. Maybe also fight an ogre. And he has like the helmet or something, I don't know. Oh, that's right, he's a necromancer. So the ogre corpse right there, it's the ogre that killed Kalen. That's the fight. Got Duncan's swords in it. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of work on my game, of course, which I need to stop referring to as my game. I named it a while ago. I mean, before it had a shit name that was too generic and I knew I wasn't going to keep it. Now I'm calling it Stone Hollow for the moment. That's the name of a place in the game, so I thought it was fitting. It also sounds kind of cool. It gets the theme or the tone of the game across at least. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of work on that. Still, it doesn't feel like I'm getting much done, because I went with the 2.5D art style, like 3D graphics and 2D perspective. So, you know, I did that because it's just me working on this thing. And I figured only having one direction that I need to worry about decorating would help save time a lot. So normally I decorate things on like a screen by screen basis. Like I block out exactly what you should be able to see from your camera angle. I fill that up. But I made like a very grand set piece for this area that's leading up to the first boss fight. And it's supposed to be like a city, and it's just taking a really long time to build.
As you wish.
And then I've got like this cool cinematic moment as you approach the boss
This should be easy
room.
enough.
I think came out pretty well. I just need to get some sound effects in there. That's really the part of my game that's been lacking so much. I know a lot of things like feel like shit when you play them muted. And, like sound design's super important, so it's lame that I've been ignoring it up to this point, despite the fact that I have bought like sound effect packs and stuff. Like I have spent money on it. But you know, I also think it's good that like I made things feel good without sound effects. So like it should just feel that much better when I add them in, right? Also, that fight was like crazy easy. What the hell happened? Anyways, that was taking so long that I just like decided to
The last of them.
edit up my whole backlog
By
of
the lines around
VODs
your eyes,
yesterday.
I dare say you look as old as I.
I'm sitting on those now. I'm not gonna put them all out at once
appear to
to
be
not
getting
overwhelm
younger
anyone who's
by the
maybe
day.
watching them.
Be careful who you flirt with, young man. When you wake up beside me tomorrow morning, I'll be back to reminding you of your grandmother.
Beside you.
You heard what I said. It would not be the first time I woke to a younger man in my bed.
Whoa!
It's evil and conniving when they grow old.
Just me, my dear. Just me.
I don't remember what the plan was for this. I think I wanted to make Alistair Reaver, maybe? Because he's going to take a beating regardless. Like, he doesn't need to use the Reaver spells necessarily, but he can get the bonuses from it. And I was going to be the champion. Give him more dexterity, I guess. Willpower, even. That could work. Overpower. Character quick lash out the shield 3 times, each with 3 armor penetration, 10 attack. First 2 hits inflict normal damage. The last strike is a critical hit if it connects, knocking target down once it passes a check. Master gains extra attack bonus, double strength modifier. Spells making all 3 hits critical. Also taunts the target with the 3rd effectiveness of taunt. That's cool. Sounds like something you should just use whenever you can, really. I don't know, like enemy attacking ally. Nearest visible warrior. Use overpower. I don't know. Hope that works out. Anyways, that city that I'm building, I think's really cool so far. It's supposed to be like a major story moment. As I said, it's just before the final boss. The first boss, not final. Once I get that boss done, which I have like ideas for his attack patterns and stuff all written down, like I just need to implement it. And, you know, he's just gonna have a boss room for the next level that should be simple enough to set up. That'll mark, like, the halfway point before I'm ready to start doing, demo prep. I just need to make assets for another area. And connect back to the beginning so people can, like, go and replay stuff. Maybe set up a way for you to re-challenge the bosses, which I want there to be 2 of them in the demo. Yeah. Again, it just feels good to like have a direction finally, making actual progress. The quarantine's been very helpful for that. Take down this Jesus boy.
Alistair, are you all right?
Oh, they left him here to rot. We need to do something.
He's not rotting, Alistair. You don't need to make up words. Just say it, man. He's Christ-like. Look at that. He's even got, like, wings. Broken wings like a martyr.
He was a good man who hoped too much and died too young. He deserves what little honor we can afford to grant him.
What a boy. Rip him off those nails by the nuts. was that DLC. I don't know if I got the key for the mage chest. I should go check that out. Wasn't much story to it. We just collected Kaelin's things and burned him. Very action-packed. Wasn't too difficult. Made it through that in decent time. The better part of 2 hours. Means we'll be able to get some of the next area done too. I think the plan was to go to the forest. Which kind of sucks because I'll be sitting on skill points again, but you know, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I've got my berserker stuff, so we'll go win some survivability with the Arcane Warrior.
On it.
Is this maybe the key from the beginning of the game?
Right.
Like, am I supposed to be able to open this? Or... No, I am. I am supposed to be able to open it. I just don't have the key, and I'm not sure where to get it. I remember specifically there's like an ice staff in it. I'm not sure it's better than the one I gave Morrigan, but it's good. Did I just leave it? Probably. Like, I was gonna sell it, I'm sure. Oh well. It could be somewhere up here, maybe. I'll look around. Otherwise, I'm not gonna cry about it. Pile of sacks. Maybe that has the key. Make a quick save and then run down there. Otherwise, I can just load back. That's the bulk of what I had to say. I didn't think I'd get through all of it so quickly. I kind of forgot that there wasn't much dialogue in none of this. Damn, that wasn't at all worth it. Exit's right here. Just going right back to camp.
I lied to you, you know, about why I left Orlais.
Yeah, of course he did. Can't trust the French.
In a way I did. But these feelings were triggered by events which I did not tell you about. I didn't feel like talking about it then. what happened to me. Maybe it will affect us, maybe not, but you should know. I came to Ferelden and the Chantry because I was being hunted in Orlais.
Or what?
I was framed, betrayed by someone I thought I knew and could trust. Marjolaine. She was my mentor and friend. She taught me the bardic arts, how to enchant with words and song, to carry myself like a highborn lady, to blend in as a servant. The skills I learned, I used to serve her, my bard master, because I loved her, and because I enjoyed what I did.
So she was a bard too?
She claimed to have retired. She married a noble and inherited his wealth when he died. To many she was just a rich widow. I thought I knew her. My devotion to her blinded me to her less than noble attributes. You can say it was my fault. There was a man I was sent to kill. I was to bring Marjolaine everything he carried. I don't know who this man was. She gave me a name and a description, and I hunted him down. I found documents on his body, sealed documents.
This story never like sat right with me because she's like, they fudged the details of this in Liliana's song. Like it doesn't happen exactly as she explained it. So like I know that that happened after the fact, but I feel like she's lying to me here. You know, it makes sense for her character, anyways.
My curiosity got the better of me. Something told me that I needed to know what was in those letters. Marjolaine had been selling all kinds of information about Orlais to other countries, Nevarra and Antiva among others. It was treason.
Yeah, it's just Orlais, whatever. Suck.
Some. But I had always assumed Marjolaine only operated within Orlais. This was an unhappy surprise for me. My life as bard taught me that my loyalties should be kept fluid. My concern was not that she was a traitor, but that her life would be in danger if she was caught. Orlais has been at war with so many countries. It takes a harsh view of such things, as I later discovered.
Yep, treason isn't good.
I should have left well alone, but I didn't. I had to tell Marjolaine I feared for her life. She brushed aside my concern. She admitted her guilt, but said it was in the past. That is why the documents had to be destroyed, she said. I believed her. I kept believing up till the moment they showed me the documents, altered by her hand, to make me look the traitor.
What a bitch.
Yes, the Orlesian guards. They captured me. Did terrible things to make me confess and reveal my conspirators. It was a traitor's punishment I endured. And at the end of it, all that awaited me was eternity in an unmarked grave.
How unpleasant.
The skills Marjolaine taught me were good for something at least. I broke free when I saw the opportunity. I did not seek Marjolaine out. If she thought I was coming for her, she would have me caught again.
So you went back to the place where this all happened because they didn't want to make original assets for Orlais.
I was tempted to confront her. I was furious, betrayed. But what could I do against her? And so I fled to Ferelden, to the Chantry and the Maker. Ferelden protected my person, and the Maker saved my soul. And that is the reason I am here. The real reason. No more lies between us, at least in this.
Yeah, at least in this. You're a liar. Well, your past is gonna catch up with you eventually.
I do not think so. I have not seen a shadow of an Orlesian since I came to Ferelden. It feels good to have this off my chest. Thank you for listening and understanding.
Whatever, you manipulator. I know all this wasn't planned, but in Inquisition, she, like, uses the fuck out of you to try and get herself a seat in the chantry. As, like, the Pope, essentially. Character Cassandra is doing the same thing to you, of course, but she's more honest about it. Anyways, that just, like, really soured her whole character for me. Now I just don't trust her with anything. And, like, that's not even a major point of the story. The main story is really fucking boring. That's a, like, subplot that they choose to focus on later in the DLC I never played. How am I doing? We gotta look at all the fat loots we got. Really, Alistair's the only one who should care about the Merrick stuff. All 3 gen combat is better. Weakens Darkspawn. Better armor penetration. Attack is the same. Slots are the same. Damage is a little worse, but the health regen's a little better, so I don't know. I don't think there's any reason for me to not use it, but, like, it was such a sexy sword. How is this even... I think this is Vigilance. Is the legendary sword you can get from doing all the hard bonus content in Awakening. Or maybe that's, like, a shrunk-down version of the two-handed Vigilance? I don't know. I don't know which I want to use. Damage is lower by like a single point, but armor penetration's better, question mark. Means something. I don't know if it means a lot. The health regen itself is probably useless, but the cold resistance, alright, that makes it worth it, right? That's something that this blade doesn't have, despite it looking cooler. So I'll trade the runes. Okay, glad we got that sorted out. Right, that's the one I was using before. Let's compare these. Armor is worse, damage is worse, defense is worse, fatigue is better, missile deflections are worse, strength modifier is worse. Yeah, we're not using this. It has a rune slot, which is interesting for a shield, but I think it's overall worse. Aside from the missile deflection, that's of course better, because it's got that bonus. I guess this is overall better for tanking, actually. But the stat bonuses you get from this are just good. Right. Next, the breastplate. Armor is a lot better, fatigue's better. No. Never mind, the armor is worse. Oh, nope, never mind. This one also has additional bonus armor. Fire resistance better. It doesn't have the mana stamina bonus, otherwise it's better. Silly gold armor. It's made for humans, so he's gonna look less silly even if it is gold. 1% chance to dodge attacks, hell yeah. Strength bonus. You love to see it. New staying time, that's a weird one. Oh well. Yeah, this set's OP. Can't beat it. It's not getting the set bonus from it. Does that come from the shield? No? I think I was considering wearing the rock knocker stuff before, right? Maybe now's the time since it gives that stamina bonus and stuff. That's worse. Armor is about the same. That was worse. It doesn't have the health bonus, but it does have stamina. It's not gonna look as cool. Knight helmet. Yeah, whatever. Repeater glove. I thought I put these on. Guess not. I wonder if Sten wants the rock knocker stuff. Nah. Alright, I'll sell that. I think that's all we have to look at with the armor. So these, Duncan's dagger. Damage versus dragons. Nice. Stuff's like meant to kill the archdemon. Stamina regen combat. Consider giving this to Zevran. Not that I'm gonna use him. It's using the one fight at the end and that's it. Oh, restriction Great Warden. Never mind. That was dagger. Also restricted to Grey Warden, okay. Well, glad you hate me. The Nug Crusher. That's hilarious. 100 mana and stamina, holy shit. Chance to stun. That's pretty good. Better than chance to knockback, that's for sure. Armor penetration's way higher. Strength modifier is up, so it does even more damage than it says. It doesn't have stamina regen, but it does have that stamina bonus. Increases hostility and intimidation, that's not good. Nah. I'm tempted, but I feel like this is going to be more useful for the final fight, because we're probably not going to use Oghren again until then. Oh, brilliant fire crystal, shale. Strength 38. Oh, up, nope. Oh, alright, I'll just sell all that crap then. I have to put the runes in Alistair's new sword.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
Goodbye, sexy sword. We hardly knew ye.
Enchantment?
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. I'm sure you'll be...
Alright, stuff to sell. I wonder if he has more backpacks. I feel like sometimes he sells multiple. I don't know why. That loot, dude. I think these 3 are donation items. I feel like I held on to that Paragon Longsword because I wanted to give it to someone, but you know, fuck that. This bow too, I wanted to give this to Alistair, I think. Or the Spear Thrower or something. I'll re-examine those. I doubt anyone's leveled up enough to use them if I did have that plan, but whatever. Speaking of special bows, you couldn't tell that conversation we just had was related to Liliana's personal quest. Where you of course get a special bow. Another reason to make her an archer. Scroll down more. Not that I can sell multiple things at once, which would be lovely if I could. Alistair probably wants that chalice. Yo, Alistair. The chalice used by Review Bra himself.
Is that for me? Really?
I guess we're good.
Right.
The plan was to go to the forest next. However, I'll take care of Oghren's side quest since it's simple.
Indeed.
I don't think there's more to it. We just go and say hi.
Yes.
Of all the...
No one will be interested in this.
So, what would you do if someone told you that they loved you?
Check their eyesight first, perhaps. Is this someone I should know about?
No, I mean, pretend you're a woman.
What?
I am a woman, Alistair. That shouldn't be too hard, but I'll give it a try.
Oh, that's not what I meant. Just pretend you're another woman. Someone told you that they loved you. How would you react?
Well, that depends. Does this someone just blurt it out? Do I love them back? I need context.
I don't know if you love him back. Maybe you do. You've spent a lot of time with this person.
Perhaps you need to wait for the right moment. You could get her alone in camp. Give her a gift, perhaps.
Oh, I wasn't talking about me. Just, forget I said anything.
As you wish.
A little something extra. For friendship.
Oh yeah, for friendship. Hell yeah. Level up. Some willpower, and I want more constitution. I also want dexterity, because I really need to raise my attack rating. Not my damage, that's fine. It is exceptional, even. Yeah, I'm just going to be sitting on that point because this stuff is not for me. Actually, maybe the precision striking would have helped me when we were having trouble hitting this ghost. Oh well. For 30 seconds, this temporary attack bonus. Shit, maybe that is useful. And this is good too, to get people off me. I forgot this is even a thing. I thought this was just like a single taunt and then like an area taunt kind of thing. Or other way around, looking at the picture, you know? Whatever. I'll invest in it, who cares? It'll probably be useful. Put it right here. Put it right here. I think one just leveled up too.
There she is. I'm gonna go talk to her. Look, you gotta back me up here. Got it?
Aight.
Thanks, Warden.
Go get her, Tiger.
Just be ready to pry her off when she throws herself at me. We don't want to make a scene here. Well, don't pry her off me too soon. I mean, a little scene's all right. Are you sure you're not a baker? 'Cause you got a sodding nice set of buns.
Oghren, is that you?
Yeah, in the flesh, baby.
What are you doing here?
Just trying to kick back with a pint. Fighting Darkspawn's a lot of sodding work, you know?
You're fighting Darkspawn?
Hell yeah.
It was a bit of pain, but it was a personal favor for the King of Orzammar, you understand?
The whole surface to choose from, and you just happened to come to my tavern?
Well,
Or it's fate, bruh.
What? Oh, right. It's fate, Felsi. What can I say?
Fate? The ancestors must have a sense of humor then.
Sure they do. You've had a good look at Lady Helmy, haven't you? If her face isn't a joke the ancestors are playing, I'm a Bronto's behind.
So, Lady Helmy must be a paragon of beauty then.
I think this sounds creepy. You don't miss my boy?
I don't know. I haven't tried to hit him yet.
But you were thinking about it, weren't ya?
Oghren, I'm sure I can speak for everyone when I say that there's nobody in Thedas who doesn't think about hitting you. In the face. With a hammer.
Yeah. No one in Thedas doesn't think of hitting you in the face with their manhammer.
If by fun you mean more likely to light farts on fire, yes.
Oh
It's
well,
fun.
it's been fun, Felsi. But I better go.
Wait, you're leaving? You just got here. I haven't called you a shaft rat yet.
Well, you can't keep the archdemon waiting. You hurt its feelings, it might just turn the whole blight around and go home. Nobody wants that.
Well, you don't need to fight it right now, do you? I mean, you could have a pint first. You could call me a surly Bronto. I could tell you that you smell like nug droppings.
I'll tell you what, I got some things I gotta do, but I'll come back for that pint when things are settled, you frigid deep stalker.
Fine, but you better not keep me waiting, you worthless copper-plated sword cast.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Tsundere detected. Innkeeper, what do you... done all things here.
Welcome back to the Spoiled Princess. How may I serve you today? Of course.
That's right, grovel, peasant. Well, I think that went well. So this does a baby heal along with regen when someone falls below quarter health. So it's like a protective death thing. One-shot protection, I guess you'd call it. Say ally health below 30%, something like that. Like they're approaching the limit. I don't want her to use it too preemptively and have it just go to waste. Smells like Brain Blast can be the plot of an entire episode.
Did you speak often with Kaelin?
You're asking me if I have a relationship with my brother, aren't you?
Yes. I wonder what he thought of you.
I don't think he cared much about my existence. I didn't mean anything to him. Anyway, to answer your original question, no. We never spoke. Well, maybe once. Marek and Kaelin had come to Redcliffe to visit the Arl. I was very young then. We were introduced. I believe I said, "Greetings, Your Highness." He said, "Ooh, swords," and ran off to the armory. So, yes, that was the extent of our relationship. We drifted apart after that. It was very sad.
Sure you didn't get into swords because you wanted to impress your brother? Huh? Huh? Think of that, you big sword man. Come on over here. Oghren probably has more to say about that. Go talk to him, and we'll head into the forest. We're obviously not going to get the whole thing done. It's kind of a long dungeon trek, but I don't know. We'll talk to the people in the town at least.
I still got it.
What are you leaving for? Go get her, bro.
Don't you know anything about women? You gotta make 'em wait. Play hard to get. Might as well rest up while I can. You ready to go?
Alright.
Aye. Alright then.
I mean, he's got a point. You know, I said me and my sister get along better now that she doesn't live with me. Sure, it's the same way. He's more likable in small doses. Alright, to the forest. We will bring Alistair, of course.
Yes.
At the rate we're going, I don't know if Shield's ever going to give us a request. Of course, I haven't talked to her very much. I should probably do that at some point. I think Wynn has been a lot more useful than Morrigan. It's because she requires too much of my attention.
Yes.
Plus, the attack bonuses have been incredibly useful. Some of the enemies. And Lyanna, of course, because she's OP.
Indeed.
This is our A-team right here. To the forest, baby!
I said something on you.
Ah, shit. This one usually crashes, guys. I think the last time I was playing, I quit because I couldn't get past this. Not because it was too hard, because it kept crashing.
On it.
Let's get started.
Oh, thank God we died. I didn't plan that. I half planned it, okay? I'm sure that the same thing is going to happen if I try to go forest again, but still, I'd really like to not crash. Hello? Is that really the last save? Oh my god.
Come on back sometime, I'll find you the good ale. Well, around watery. On it.
Oh, maybe we'll get a different result if we travel directly from here, yeah?
Thunder Humper.
Thunder Humper.
Indeed.
I needed to get her willpower. Probably some cunning. You know what, that'd be good too. 1 point is all I need. Oh, that's perfect. Ah!
Did you speak often with Kaelin?
You're asking me if I have a relationship.
Oh.
Yes. You just melt you. That one has a mark of death.
Tell
It'd probably help if I started with all this stuff set up. Also, it's just really fucked up how they just bunch us all together like that, and the guy uses scatter shot. Like, it's not fair.
It is sometimes so hard to believe that you have been through so much at such a young age.
I think I look younger than I am.
Yes, that is possible. When I was your age, I was just about ready to take on my first apprentice. In hindsight, perhaps I should have waited a few more years. I was arrogant, my confidence bolstered by my youth.
It is so hard to imagine seeing you now.
Oh, I've had some 2 decades or so to grow mellow. Believe me, back then I was quite prickly.
So you are like a fine wine, yes? Losing the raw edges over time.
I suppose there is some truth to that analogy, but dear maker, I do hate being compared to wine. Or cheese. Especially cheese.
Dog's fucking jacked. I don't understand why we gotta go all the way around here. We should just build a bridge over this little baby gap right here. Well, I guess they did, but it's a shitty bridge. Need a man's bridge. And try using your multi-shot now, bitch. Fuck! Oh my god.
This should be easy enough.
Down you go!
Shit. I didn't even know they had a mage. He just stands there.
It is sometimes so hard to believe that you have been through so much at such...
It was weird when she switched to a different conversation the first time. Even weirder that she stuck to that one.
Stop. Don't kill him.
We did it. I didn't even realize this was the main guy. Look at his polygonal hair, though. I think that's maybe a hat.
He is no common bandit. None of them were. Their weapons and armor are of fine make, and they are well trained. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Who are you?
Someone who regrets taking you on. I was told it would be an easy job. Kill the little red-haired girl. Deal with the others as we pleased.
Kill the... You came to kill me?
Ah, this is related to her bard thing, which makes it even shittier that it's the random event that always made me crash.
Who sent you? Why am I wanted dead?
I don't pay to ask why someone wants someone else dead.
No,
I just
it's
need
cool.
to know what to do and where to get my money. Ha! Money. I'll be lucky to get away with my life, it seems. Maybe we could work something out. You like the idea?
Speak quickly.
I've no real quarrel with you. Wasn't me that wanted you dead. But I know how you can find the one who does.
It's got like a whole link get up. It doesn't have sleeves, but it's got like the archer braces and the, you know, the green and the chainmail. Got spurs on his boots. He rides a horse. The mask is a bit silly, but he's a bard, so it makes sense.
Never found out. Got the feeling the man I spoke to was doing someone else's bidding, too. I have some directions written down on how to get to the house. It's in Denerim. Yeah, it's the best I can do.
Thank you. Now leave. I never want to see you again.
Don't worry. I'll not trouble you no more.
It's Marjolaine. It has to be.
Okay, why now?
Maybe someone saw me. Maybe she's finally found me and wants to finish what she started.
Maybe you're just paranoid.
Perhaps it's time to settle this score for good.
Now we have two things to do in Denerim, but we still know how to make Goldana appear, so I'm just gonna wait until the final act of the game. Hope that they both appear then. You know, we didn't get to kill a couple of the guys, but that's okay, because we got the main one down. And we didn't crash. I couldn't be happier.
Hold, outsider. You may be of my kind, but you are not Dalish. Why are you here?
Let me get some of that sick-ass armor, bro. I have business with your leader.
And what business is that?
I am a gray guy.
That is not a lie that many would attempt. I will bring you to the Keeper then, and he can decide if your business is worthwhile.
Just because you are a gray guy does not mean you are a great guy.
I see we have guests.
Yo, shut the hell up.
And a hound amongst them. As if we haven't had enough problems with such creatures. Who are these strangers, Mithra? I have precious little patience and less time to spend on outsiders today.
This one claims to be a Grey Warden and wishes to speak with the clan. I thought it best to leave the decision to you.
That was wise of you. Masirinus, Mithra. You may return to your post.
Manuvinen, Keeper.
Now, allow me to introduce myself. I am Zafrian, the keeper of this clan. Its guide and preserver of our ancient lore. And you are?
Alright, so, one, dogs can allegedly see, like, ghosts, so that could maybe be related to this guy being a lot older than he should be. Maybe he also just is hostile towards him because he's not quite a good guy. Also, I just wanted to point out how, like, Dalish use a sort of Spanglish. Like, they have their own language, but they speak normal, common tongue in front of you, and they just, like, low-key flex by using their words sometimes. I don't get it. Pleasure to meet you.
If you came to bring news of the Blight in the south, it is not needed. I had already sensed its corruption. I would have taken the clan north by now, had we the ability to move. Sadly, as you can see, we do not.
Yes, it seems like you've had your own troubles. What are the odds?
I imagine you are here regarding the treaty we signed centuries ago. Unfortunately, we may not be able to live up to the promise we made. This will require some explanation. Please, follow me.
Explanation? Those meaty hands.
The clan came to the Brazilian forest 1 month ago, as is our custom when we enter this part of Ferelden. We are always wary of the dangers in the forest, but we did not expect the werewolves would be lying in wait for us. They ambushed us, and though we drove the beasts back, much damage was done. Many of our warriors lie dying as we speak. Even with all our magic and healing skill, we will eventually be forced to slay our brethren to prevent them from becoming beasts. The Blight's evil must be stopped, but we are in no position to uphold our obligations. I am truly sorry.
There are actual werewolves in the forest?
There was a time in Ferelden's history when werebeasts roamed the lands in great numbers. Spirits possessed animals and turned them into horrific monsters. The humans warred against and destroyed these creatures. No doubt their tales of those days grow ever more inaccurate.
Werewolves are beasts not unlike abominations, possessed wolves driven mad.
The werebeasts are not all gone from this land, and the ones that stalk the Brazilian forests are proof of this.
I did mention before that, like, Ferelden is the land of dogs, or whatever. Like, the Mabari are worshipped here. They're like their national beast, or whatever. You know, like, Thailand's got the elephant, they're famous for it. They have elephants in all their decorations and stuff. Here it's dog stuff. But it's not really present in this game. Anyways, that asked about the werewolves being common might have something to do with that. Why are they attacking?
They are savage and unrelenting. They need no reason to attack anyone. What is curious, however, is the ambush. We expect werewolves to be no more cunning than a rabid wolf. The ambush suggests a level of intelligence we've never seen before.
Well, maybe they're not stupid. I mean, dogs are pretty smart. Just look at mine.
I doubt that. The very curse that is in their blood fills them with an unreasoning rage that precludes any true thought.
I think that you're full of shit. No way I can help.
The affliction is a curse that runs rampant in their blood, bringing great agony and then ultimately either death or a transformation into something monstrous. The only thing that could help them must come from the source of the curse itself. And that would be no trivial task to retrieve.
Well, Mr. Spock, I'm pretty good at non-trivial tasks.
Within the Brazilian forest dwells a great wolf. We call him Witherfang. It was within him that the curse originated, and through his blood that it has been spread. If he is killed and his heart brought to me, perhaps I could destroy the curse. But this task has proven too dangerous for us.
Sounds oddly specific.
I sent some hunters into the forest a week ago, but they have not returned. I cannot risk any more of my clan.
Oh, I'll find Witherfang.
I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brazilian forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, The veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can indeed help, then I wish you luck.
All right.
I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Alright, so as you can see, not a nice guy, kind of a dick. His words are harsh. He definitely knows more than he's letting on by telling us to do something so specific. Yeah, he's not trustworthy from the beginning. I don't think I'm spoiling anything by saying that.
This should be easy enough.
So, you're female, Liliana, right?
I am? That's new.
Right.
When did that happen?
I just wanted some advice. What should I do if I think a woman is special and...
You want to woo her? Here's a good tip. You shouldn't question her about her femaleness.
All right, yes, good point.
Why'd you ask? Are you afraid things will not proceed naturally?
Why would they? Especially when I do things like ask women if they're female.
It adds to your charm, Alistair. You're a little awkward. It is endearing.
So I should be awkward? Didn't you just say not to do things like that?
Just be yourself. You do know how to do that, don't you?
All right, forget I asked.
Yeah, it's never worked for anybody, but alright. As I mentioned before, werewolves are one of the stronger enemies in this whole game, which is why I don't recommend coming here first. I did, because my first guy was... maybe it was my second guy. One of my earlier characters was a Dalish elf, and I think I went right here, because like, oh, these are my people, they'll help me right away, right? I don't know, I feel like I probably made a dwarf noble first, but it also could have been an elf. I don't think I finished that game, because I fucked up so hard by coming here first, you know? Maybe that's why I forgot his existence. Aside from that, there's like other cursed creatures in this forest. It's actually a very dangerous place. I believe it's split up into 3 parts. Maybe even 4. Like the forest, the deeper forest, some ruins outside of the main dungeon, and the main dungeon, which has like 2 levels. The second one mostly being the boss room. I think that'll take up most of the next session. Should be very action-packed. There's just some stuff to do here. Most of the rewards are given to you right on the spot when you're out there, because it's like ancient elven ruins, there's treasure there. There are a couple things you have to come back for, like this over here.
What are you doing? You've warped the wood completely. Did you leave it out in the rain?
No, Master Ferrothorn. I think I just used too much heat.
You're not smelting ore like a Durgenlin. This is living wood. It requires patience and delicate hands, not more heat.
My actions bring me sorrow, Master Ferrothorn.
And so they should. Truly, the art will be lost to us forever at this rate. Throw away your dead wood and start anew, and I shall speak to our guest. Now then, please forgive my distraction, stranger. Is there something that you need?
What's he doing? He's just like hitting his hand as punishment. What do you make?
I'm the clan's craftsmaster. It's my responsibility to learn what I can of the ancient elven arts of shaping wood and ore. In truth, we Dalish know little of the art compared to what we once did. And even what we know has taken us many lifetimes to achieve. There is wood that, if treated properly, is as hard as steel but far lighter. It grows only in this forest. Ironbark. The keeper has forbidden
only be as hard as iron?
the forest to collect the wood. This means I cannot make our finest crafts for years to come.
I know steel is iron, but it's like super heat treated. So it's like better. What if I found this iron bark?
I would be hesitant to ask it of you, but if you should come across iron bark, I suppose there would be no harm in gathering some. It is blue and very distinctive. You can only harvest the bark which has fallen off the tree from age. If you find some, bring it to me, and I will craft it for you.
What kind of item would you make?
I excel in making blades from the iron bark, or perhaps a breastplate. Provided there's enough wood, that is.
Very well.
That would please me. So long as our hunters come first. Goeth Shiro. May the creators visit fortune upon you.
I think that the armor he makes looks pretty cool. I don't remember anything about the sword. It's probably more of like a rogue item. Like backstab damage and such. You probably have a good bow here too. You can get the rest of that ancient elven stuff, so I don't think I hold on to the boots. Oh no, Wynn probably wants this. Elf rope. I wonder how she feels about this. Right, the reduced hostility isn't really working out for her anyway,
What do
so
you
I'll give her
wish?
that elf robe.
I am...
What else did I just pick up? A gift? Something like that? Silver brooch? Wynn, I guess? I don't know, she seems to have a thing for silver jewelry.
Most kind.
Yeah, okay. I think it's weird that he has, like, a stock of stabs here. While the Dalish do take in mages, they're not, like, common. Only the Keeper knows magic, really. And, like, you know, the Keeper in training. I also thought it was pretty weird that if you picked the Dalish Elf origin, you couldn't be a mage still. Like, if you're a mage, you have to go to the tower. It doesn't make sense considering that they have mages out in the wild here.
This should be easy enough. Right.
And it's not like they would traditionally trade with whoever passes by. Like, these are normally pretty hostile. If I didn't tell them I was a warden, they'd have shot me on the spot. Because, you know, they're harboring mages, and they're, like, living illegally outside of the kingdom. They don't really want to be found.
Let's get started.
Athras. Not to be confused with Orthus.
I greet you, stranger. It is good to see another elf, even if you are not one of the wandering clans. I trust my people have not been too harsh in their treatment of you?
They're pretty mean, man. Got a job to do.
It is not our intention to insult a Grey Warden. We are simply wrapped up in the plight of our hunters. It is easy to forget simple niceties at such a time. I understand you will search for the wolves in the Brazilian forest. I would join you, but Zathrian has forbidden me.
What a jerk.
We are banned from entering the forest now. I have more cause than most, but I will not disobey my keeper.
Why do you want to go?
I suppose there's no harm in telling a fellow elf, but surely you have greater concerns than any problem of mine, no?
That's racist, but I care anyways.
Well, perhaps you could help me with it. I would certainly appreciate anything you could do. My wife, Denilah, and I both fought the werewolves in the ambush. She was injured so gravely, the curse spread rapidly in her. Zathrian fought hard to ease her pain, but there was little he could do. And though he says that Denilah is dead, he will not let me see her. her body, I am beginning to believe she became a werewolf. And that it is being kept from me so I do not go chasing after her. If I could just know if Delilah is alive or what happened to her, then I could be at peace.
I'm sorry, that's terrible.
Masiranas, thank you. The Keeper means well, but I must discover the truth for myself. If you are in the forest, perhaps you might come across her, alive or dead. Any news would be better than none. And in return, I would be happy to gift you an amulet made by our craftsman. It may fetch you some coin in the human lands.
Oh, alright. See what I can do.
Since we seem to be heading into the forest anyhow, that does seem to be the right thing to do.
You are most kind. Please, should you come across my wife, return and tell me.
When you come here, most of the elves are like wearing this, or like a belly shirt variant without the belts, I guess. And it looks fine. It is leather armor with a skirt with no pants for some reason. Trying to be Link, the adult Link wore pants. I always thought that the gloves looked a bit fat though, oafy. I really like the outfit that they're wearing here, though. It looks more tribal. Lighter, too, even. Pretty sick. I mean, like, everybody was wearing that, apart from the Keeper, who was wearing some generic robes. That's the belly shirt variant, but, like, the men wear that, too.
Right.
Oh, you can pee on it. Just on that 10, boy. Hell yeah. Alpha male. Linnea.
Please leave that be. If you have need of equipment, I am sure Master Verathorn can help you.
Play. I like this too. It looks very elven. Catherine said I could have what's inside. Are you stupid?
Please do not lie to me. I find it most unbecoming.
You bitch. I like her. Cameron. Really quick and easy quest.
Hello?
Hello? Why are you cringing?
That is, we
What's the matter?
I am sorry. I didn't mean to offend you in any way.
Quit being a little bitch, alright? Your man, show them balls, whip them out. I know you're wearing a skirt, just pull it up, girl.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to dealing with outsiders. Though we do get people like you from time to time. Elves from the city, I mean. I am Kamen, a hunter apprentice. Though I wish I could become a real hunter.
Yeah, you'll never be a real hunter if you don't whip them out, man.
Never mind. Just go away and leave me alone.
I never thought I'd ever set foot in a Dalish camp.
Alright, you little bitch. Now you're being disrespectful.
I shouldn't be talking about this to an outsider. You wouldn't understand.
Nah. I'm buff.
Before you... all right. I suppose it makes no difference. I've been an apprentice for too long. To become a true hunter, I must bring back the pelt of a beast I killed myself.
I'm too happy for someone who's got threatened.
Something. I wanted to hunt in the forest, but we're forbidden to enter because of the attack. But the real problem is Gaina.
Oh god, look at that neck. She's an alien. I also think she's wearing Meryl's outfit. Gaina, let me guess. She's not straight.
She's my heart's desire. I have asked for her hand, but she cruelly refuses it. She will not bond with an apprentice, she says, and calls me a child. I am no child. If I was a hunter, I could prove it, but I cannot hunt, and Gaina will never bond with me. I feel so helpless. I shouldn't have brought it up. Just leave me to my misery.
Nah. Come on, let's go get you, lady guy.
You think I haven't thought about this? There's nothing I can do. I suppose you could, but what good would that do? The situation hasn't changed.
I'll threaten her just like I did you. It'll be fine. There's nothing like the fear of God to hold you together with someone else.
Really? I'm willing to try anything. Cyranas, oh ma Cyranas, I will pray to the goddess of love that you are successful.
Alright, we're playing Cupid now. Back. Switch to our bow. Alright, Gaina. This unfortunately named. You're gonna sleep with that coward of a man, you're gonna like it.
Andaran Atishan, outsider. You spoke to him? What did he say?
Not much. He said some really incel stuff, like, you should give him your hand, but you won't, because you're a jerk.
Oh. I don't expect an outsider to understand our ways, but I just can't bond with Kamen. He's been a hunter apprentice for over 2 years now, and he's yet to slay a proper beast. Each time he's tried, something has gone wrong. Perhaps the creators do not wish us to bond. I cannot bond with an apprentice hunter, can I?
And you guys don't really have an economy. It's like a barter system, so it doesn't really matter whether he's successful or not. Like, come on. So why don't you just let him, slay you, and he can be a real hunter.
But what if he never becomes a proper hunter? What will become of our family?
I don't know. Does it matter?
You are right. As a woman, I must ensure that he believes in himself. All I've done is make him miserable. I know I cannot be like you, both woman and Grey Warden. But I can be formidable in my own small way, can't I? Masiranas, thank you. You have helped me put this into perspective. I will go and speak to Kamen.
That was easy.
Kamen, I have been a fool.
Gaina? What do you mean? Have you changed your mind?
I have. The outsider has helped me to see that I was wrong. I have made you miserable, and I should not have.
But what about my hunt?
I don't care about that. I know you will pass your hunt in time, and we will be happy. Us and our children.
Thank you, Gaina. You've made me a happy man. I feel blessed by the gods today. We are both very grateful for the part you've played in bringing us together.
How marvelous
Big
you
chunk
are.
out of his
I'm
face.
so happy. This is so wonderful. Young love allowed to flourish.
Here, take this. It's been in my family for a very long time, but I hope it plays some part in your battle against the Darkspawn.
Ah, yes, now that you have a
It's the very
family, you
least we
can
could do.
get rid of the family heirloom. Oh, what'd I get? What'd I get? What'd I get? A short bow? The Tale of Oghren. Huh. Seems pretty useless, but I can really do a quest. Oh, it got me a codex entry, okay. Well, that was simple. I wasn't actually expecting it to work.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
I didn't think my my stats were up there enough. Oh, we got a spineless man laid.
Allow me. I could do that for you. Tell me. I'll do it. Those Hala certainly are proud and beautiful. It's as though they realize how special they are.
I hear only the Dalish can control the Hala. They listen to no one else.
There are places where those horns bring huge prices. Can cure diseases, so they say.
That's cool. Sure, they grow back. Does it sound like a goat? Looks like a deer. That one's just a deer. What the hell? I thought I wouldn't notice. It's maybe supposed to be a baby, but it's very clearly labeled deer.
Who comes? Oh, I beg your pardon, stranger. I was so busy attending to the Hala, I did not hear your approach.
What is a hella?
They are the noble beasts that pull our Aravel. What humans call land ships. They are our companions and our guides.
Why don't you just call them caravans? Humans keep similar hordes, but of horses. Yours are much cooler.
I have seen your horses. The relationship is different, as is the purpose.
That's not true. They pull your stuff.
But never with reins or a saddle. It is the Hala who decide where to lead us, and our privilege that they take our Aravel with them. In return, it's the herder's job to speak to the
like we
Hala
don't
and
respect
care
our
for their
horses.
needs. It's a bond of friendship, and not servitude.
Horses are friends, not food, okay? We respect them and we take care of them. We give them clothes because they're friends. Dingus.
I fear she may have been bitten during the werewolf attack. I have tried speaking with her, but she is too agitated for me to understand. The curse would not affect her as it would us, but it would still be lethal. And it may prove contagious to the other Hala as well. I can find no wound on her, but if she's truly ill, then I will have to put her out of her misery, for her sake as well as that of the others.
Doesn't seem like much of a problem. Just help the thing.
Speak so callously of my friend, remember? Go, outsider, if my anguish means so little to you.
What? Is there anything you can do to help? I just meant it didn't seem like an issue, like I'm an expert, bruh.
I don't know. Do you have any skills that might help her? If you do, I would be grateful.
Whoa.
No. No, I'm sorry. She isn't calming any more around you than she is for me. And? What do you think?
Why? I can't tell.
I am glad you attempted it regardless.
I could put her down.
No, that would not be right. When the time comes, then I will do it myself. It is my duty, as both master herder and as her friend. She shall take her last breath knowing she was always safest in my care.
Well, that's sad. I don't know how many points it takes to help the thing. I always feel bad when I can't do it. And the thing's shaking. Spooked. Or by. Oh well. Can't say I didn't try to help. And I think that's all there is to this. We can go into the next area, and I guess that'll be a good place to wrap this up. As I said, I'm not really working
Let's try
at
not
the
to
moment.
get too lost. It's easy to get turned around in a place like this.
They say the veil is thin here, and all manner of...
You know, I don't have anything keeping me from being back on a little more than usual. Aside from Christmas, of course. And that storm that's coming up. So... maybe Wednesday. Otherwise, possibly the weekend, assuming my power doesn't go out. And also, I really need to get a car before work starts back up. Still haven't done that. Still haven't got the whole insurance debacle settled either. I haven't got my money. I haven't heard from them in a while. The girl, who hit me lied in her statement to make it sound like I hit the person front first, even though I got pushed into her by her hitting me. So, that made the whole investigation take a lot longer, and I still don't really know where that is. I should probably call them about it, actually. Yeah, this is a big mess. I have a week to get that sorted out, I guess. 2 weeks. But, buying a car isn't a one-day decision, and finding one used that's in good shape at a reasonable price, also not an easy thing. Yeah, I'm not happy. Not at all happy. Anyways, I'll try to get that taken care of. In fact, it's so important I might even skip out on the Wednesday plan. See you this weekend maybe then. Yeah. I'm out. Bye-bye.